What's up YouTube? Today I'm going to be reviewing the Insta360 GO 2. I just got the 64GB version. I'm going to be going through all the things I love about this camera and some of the downsides that you should consider when thinking about getting a camera this tiny. I've been doing a lot of mountain biking recently, hence the helmet, and I've been taking this on all of my rides and absolutely loving it. So be sure to stay tuned. Hit the like button and subscribe for more content like this. Let's get into it. All right. Now, we're going to be talking about the Insta360 GO 2. I just got the 64GB version. I had the 32GB version before this, and I loved that camera. One of the downsides was that I could only capture about 20 minutes on the internal storage. Now that I have the 64GB version, I'm really looking forward to be able to capture twice as much footage. Without further ado, let's get this opened up and walk through all of the accessories and everything that comes in this box. Right off the bat, the biggest difference with this camera and what draws people to it is its size. It's small, like really small. As you can see, it's about the size of my thumb. In addition to the size, what makes the Insta360 so cool is all of the accessories that come with it. And they all connect to this little camera through magnets. In fact, it's just magnetized onto one of those accessories in the box right here. So let's pull this off and dive into the box and all of the accessories that come with the Insta360 camera. So here are all of the accessories that come with the Insta360 camera. First up is the case. This case works much like the Apple AirPods and other headphones, where putting the camera in the case can recharge the battery several times to maximize the amount you can capture while you're out and about. This case also has a really cool feature where it has these little fold-out tripod legs. So you can fold out the tripod like that, and then through the magnets, snap the camera into the case just like that, and then set it down somewhere. I'm not sure if other people have run into this issue. Leave a comment below if you have an Insta360 and experienced this. I had a really hard time finding a USB-C charger that would recharge the case. The only one that worked for me was the one that came with the camera, and then that broke and I was out of luck for a while, until I tried these magnetic charging cables that I've used for several other things around my desk, like my AirPods Max, iPad, and camera batteries. This turned out to be a great way to keep the camera charged. Whenever I come back from riding my bike or filming things, I just snap the cable to the case. It works perfectly. I'll leave a link in the description below to these cables. There are a couple of other really cool mounts that come with the camera, which is awesome. Next up is this pivot stand. This is a really versatile mount. It has this rotating ball joint so you can angle the camera in any direction. This is really handy for holding the camera, especially in the water, because the camera is waterproof up to 14 feet, and this mount is just plastic and metal. So it just pops in like that, again with the magnet. This is a mount I used a lot in our trip to Tulum, swimming in the ocean and also exploring Sakatoon, the second largest underground cave system in the world. This mount also has this reusable adhesive surface, peel that off, that you can stick on surfaces like glass or a mirror or car body. I haven't tried this yet, but I think you could get some pretty cool shots with that. Another awesome accessory that comes with the base kit is this hat clip or helmet clip. Like that. You can rotate it to the right angle. Again, pop the camera in with the magnets, and now you have this camera attached to your head for when you're looking around. I use this a lot when I'm mountain biking. Clips right on to my mountain biking helmet. This mount makes it easy to snap on a helmet and start and stop recording because it just clips on. It's really easy to pass around. I recently went on a trip to Big Bear with a group of friends, and we just passed the camera around to different people. This clip makes it easy to just snap onto someone's helmet and start filming. Last up, and most unique, is this magnetic pendant. This is a really cool mount that you wear around your neck, like so, and then put under your shirt. And then because the camera is magnetized, it just snaps to the pendant. This is a really great way to walk around with the camera and film fun hands-free shots like these shots from getting ice cream or shopping in Tulum. This mount is also great on more mild bike rides. I used this on our weekend trip to Santa Barbara, biking along the beach. I wouldn't wear it mountain biking. I don't think the magnet is strong enough to keep it attached going downhill, but on a nice calm bike ride, it stays on great. When I originally bought the 32GB version of the Insta360, I didn't get ND filters with it. And then when I wanted to add them later, the shipping and handling was almost as much as buying the ND filters, so it just didn't make sense to get at that time.
It's $14.99 on my website.
Okay.
Plus shipping and handling.
Even if I buy it here?
It ships from somewhere else, didn't it? And I've been handling it.
But I always regretted not having them. If you don't know what ND filters are, they're kind of like sunglasses for your camera. A lot of the best use cases for an action sports camera is when you're in bright sunlight like skiing, biking, surfing, and an ND filter can really help get better range of color without the highlights blowing out because it stops everything down. I didn't purchase this with my original order, so when I bought the 64GB version, I was sure to add the ND filters to take advantage of the free shipping with the entire order. If you're planning on buying an Insta360, I definitely recommend doing the same. Next, let's talk about the app and how you can download the Insta360 app to connect your camera to your phone or iPad. This is how you offload media, and you can even use it to view a live camera feed and control the camera to change settings, start and stop recording, all that just from the app. Alright, that's all the positive aspects of the Insta360 GO. Now let's cover some of the downsides and trade-offs of this camera versus other options. First off is video resolution. Other action cameras like the GoPro 10 can record over 4K video and 4K at 120 frames per second, whereas the Insta360 can only record up to 144 resolution at 50 frames per second. So if you want to be recording at 4K right off the bat, the Insta360 is not the camera for you. But for my needs, I'm fine with this resolution. The size and convenience are more important to me. Before the 64GB version, storage was also an issue. There's nothing worse than not being able to record what you want when you're on the trail or in a cave and not being able to offload media. With the previous version, I could only record about 20 minutes of footage. I'm looking forward to being able to record twice as much now that I have the 64GB version. If you do decide to pick up this camera, I definitely recommend the 64GB version. Next, I don't know if I would actually classify this as a downside because I think the Insta360 design handles this problem pretty well, but battery life is always an issue with these small cameras. It is really nice that you can recharge the camera inside of the case. I definitely leveraged this a lot in my biking trip at Big Bear where we were riding for 6 hours a day, where every time we took the chairlift up, I would drop the camera into the case to recharge it and offload the media. But even with this, riding for that long and not recharging, I did run out of battery on both the camera and the case. Next time I'd bring something like an Anker battery pack to be able to charge the camera even more and get even more footage. The next thing to consider is that the camera is only waterproof up to 14 feet. There is a dive kit you can get for it, but if recording in the water is important to you, this might be something else to consider. Lastly, depending on the type of action sports you do, the Insta360 may not be rugged enough for your needs. It's taken a couple tumbles with me and it still works great, but it's definitely not as rugged as the GoPro. All in all, do I recommend the Insta360 GO 2? Absolutely. For me, the size and convenience is the main selling point. The accessories that come with it have been really awesome and have been all I've needed, and there are a lot more mounts and tripod options you can buy on their website to fit your needs. I would definitely recommend it for traveling and light action sports like skiing, biking, and surfing. Well, that wraps up this review of the Insta360 GO 2. If you're interested in picking one of these up, there'll be a link in the description below to the camera and also the ND filters I recommend adding. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, be sure to hit that like button and the subscribe button to see more content like this. Have a great day. Peace.